A group of adventurers stumbled upon a hidden chamber, deep in the forest inside. They discovered an ancient map that promised a great treasure. Excited by the prospect, the group set out to decipher the map and find the hidden riches. After the discovery of the treasure, the adventurers soon found themselves in a strange and mysterious place. They were met by an old man who seemed to be expecting them. He was dressed in a long, dark robe and had a long, white beard that reached down to his chest. His eyes were bright and sharp, and he had a kind and wise demeanor. He welcomed the adventurers warmly and explained that he had been expecting them for some time. He told them he knew of the treasure they had discovered, and he had a map that could help them find the pieces they were searching for. He said he would help them in any way he could, and the adventurers were filled with hope and excitement as they began to learn more about the old man and his knowledge of the treasure. The old man slowly unfurled the map. Revealing its secrets, he explained that it was a map of the lost treasure, hidden away centuries ago. With a shaky hand, he pointed to the various locations on the map, each one representing a piece of the puzzle. He then handed the map to us, and, with a knowing look, he said, "Find the pieces, and the treasure shall be yours." The old man had been kind enough to provide the group with a map that showed the location of the treasure. He had also provided them with a set of clues that would help them find the pieces of the treasure. As the group studied the map and the clues, they began to understand the meaning behind the old man's words. The clues were written in a cryptic manner, but with careful analysis, the group was able to identify the exact locations of the pieces of the treasure. They also figured out the order in which they had to travel to each location in order to find the pieces of the treasure with the clues explained. The group was now ready to begin their search for the pieces of the treasure. After the old man finished explaining the clues, the adventurers knew what they had to do. They had to search for the pieces of the treasure scattered throughout the land. The adventurers split up into 2 teams and set off in search of the pieces. They searched through forests and mountains and caves, but no matter how hard they looked, they could not find any of the pieces. Finally, after days of searching, they found the first piece of the treasure. The adventurers were filled with excitement and anticipation as they continued their search. They followed the clues and eventually found all the pieces. With all the pieces of the treasure now in their possession, the adventurers were ready to uncover the secret of the treasure. The previous chapter left the adventurers with a daunting task: to find the ancient relic hidden deep within the forest with a map in hand. The group set off on their journey, determined to find the relic and fulfill their quest. Little did they know that they were about to embark on an adventure that would test their courage, strength, consistency, and resilience. The long journey was an arduous one. After setting out on their quest, the adventurers found themselves facing many obstacles and challenges. They encountered fierce storms, treacherous roads, and wild beasts. Despite the dangers, the adventurers persevered, never giving up hope that they would find what they were looking for along the way. They encountered helpful strangers who shared stories and wisdom that helped guide them on their journey. As their journey continued, the adventurers began to feel a sense of purpose and anticipation, knowing that they were closer to their goal than ever before. The long journey had been difficult, but the adventurers were determined to continue as the night fell. A fierce storm descended upon them. Wind and rain lashed at their faces as they trudged forward, their progress slowed by the treacherous conditions. Lightning lit up the sky, and thunder roared in their ears. Despite the danger, the adventurers persevered, knowing that the end of their quest was within reach. The stormy night had been a difficult one, but the morning brought a welcome sight as the sun rose over the horizon. A brilliant rainbow appeared in the sky, stretching across the horizon and filling the sky with a spectrum of colors. It was a beautiful sight that brought hope and joy to the weary travelers, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always light. The rainbow was a sign that the quest was nearly complete, and the travelers felt a newfound sense of determination as they set off in search of the final clue. The rainbow sighted had brought a sense of hope and optimism to the group, but the journey was far from over as they continued on their quest. They came across a mysterious cave inside. They found a parchment with a riddle written on it. The riddle contained the final clue they needed to find the treasure. They read it carefully and discussed the various possibilities. Finally, they realized the answer and were filled with excitement with the final clue in hand. They were ready to complete their quest and find the treasure. The adventurers had finally reached the end of their quest, and the final piece of the puzzle lay before them with anticipation. They carefully approached the entrance of a mysterious cave, ready to discover the secret of the ancient relic. Hidden within, little did they know, the adventure was only just beginning. As they approached the entrance of the cave, the adventurers felt a chill in the air. The walls of the cave were damp, and the floor was covered in a thick layer of moss. The light from the outside was slowly replaced by the darkness of the cave. The adventurers took a deep breath and stepped inside, their hearts pounding with anticipation as they ventured further in. They saw a faint glimmer of light coming from a small opening in the wall. With a renewed sense of excitement, they moved closer, eager to find out what lay beyond. After searching through the dark cave, we finally stumbled upon the hidden treasure stacks of gold coins. Yeosan de Kanan, Isametsan, and other valuable items filled the room. We were in awe of the sight before us, and could barely believe our luck. We had made it to the end of our journey and found the reward we had been searching for. The hidden treasure was the final piece of the puzzle, but the journey was not yet over. The adventurers had to make their way back out of the cave, and when they emerged, they were greeted by a beautiful rainbow. The sight was so spectacular that the adventurers could not help but be amazed. The rainbow seemed to be a sign of the rewards that the adventurers had earned from their journey. They had found the hidden treasure and had triumphed over the obstacles that had stood in their way. They felt a sense of accomplishment and a renewed sense of purpose. The rainbow was a reminder that No matter how challenging the journey may be, there is always a reward waiting at the end. After a long and arduous journey, the adventurers had finally reached the end of their quest after searching through the cave entrance, discovering the hidden treasure, and collecting the rainbow's reward. They had finally reached the final piece. With this last piece in hand, the adventurers could now complete their mission and return home, victorious, with a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. They looked back on the journey they had taken and the obstacles they had overcome. They had faced many challenges and come out triumphant, and it was a feeling they would never forget.
If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from us. We'll be bringing you more exciting stories and videos like this one. See you next time.